Are you wondering what vitamins or supplements you might try out if you have a torn meniscus or if you're recovering from a meniscus surgery? In this video, I'll be giving you my honest physical therapist opinion about 11 supplements that might help you heal a torn meniscus. Now, I've got all the supplements right here for you. I'll go into them in just a moment. But before we do that, let me just tell you the best reason to be using supplements for a meniscus problem. The number one reason is that you should be taking supplements to improve the healing environment for your meniscus recovery. And the focus of these supplements is twofold. One is to decrease inflammation. Many of these supplements are anti-inflammatories. And then two is to increase the amount of chemicals that make up cartilage and the fluid around the cartilage inside the joint. It's called synovial fluid, or joint fluid is probably more commonly known. Now, I have some advice when taking these supplements. Number one, make sure you talk to your doctor. Don't do this without your doctor's supervision. You need to make sure that they know what you're doing so that this doesn't interact with any medications you might be taking. If you're pregnant or nursing, you need to make sure this is okay for your baby. And generally, you want to take these supplements with a meal. They just digest better, they get absorbed better when you take them with a meal. Now, add one supplement at a time. Don't take 11 supplements all at the same time. Some of these are combined, so you're gonna have to take them combined, obviously. But if you only add one at a time, what that does is you can track, in case you have an adverse reaction, some problem with it, you can track it down to the one that you added, rather than if you take a bunch all at the same time, it's hard to tell which one was the cause of the reaction. And along those same lines, you should probably get some blood work done before starting these supplements, because you want to see what your baseline numbers are for your typical blood work. And as you start adding the supplements, you need to make sure that they're not harming you in any way. In fact, they're improving you, because many of these supplements don't just help you for your meniscus health, but they help for other problems like heart conditions, blood pressure. All those other things can be helped by some of these supplements as well. But it would be prudent of you to make sure that you're not having any harmful effects on your blood work. And now, since these aren't high power medications that like a pharmacist would give you, these are generally pretty safe things. They're naturally derived, many of them. A couple of them are synthetic, but they're generally pretty safe for normal consumption. These don't come with child-proof lids. At least a couple of them do. These two right here. No, actually this one doesn't as well. So they're easy screw top lids, which make them accessible to children, and these are often safe for children to take in case you decide to give these to your kids for some reason. The issue though is that for small children especially, these are some pretty big pills to swallow, so they are choking hazards, and small kids might be able to open these. So just make sure you keep these in a safe place so that your kids are safe. All right, now with all that base information out of the way, let's get into each one. The first one I'm going to tell you about is quercetin. Now, quercetin is an anti-inflammatory, so the whole point of this is to reduce any inflammation that you have from your meniscus tear or after your meniscus surgery. So this is a natural way to do it. This one comes with ester C, which is a form of vitamin C that helps with the absorption of quercetin. Quercetin is also known to help with seasonal allergies, so if you suffer from that problem, it might be a 2-for-1 for you. And the way you take this is you take 1 tablet per day with the meal. So I'm going to add a tablet to my plate over here so that you can see, as I go through all of these, just how many supplements you might end up taking all together in a day. So there's that one. And the next one is vitamin C. I've got vitamin C here. And by the way, these are all from Solgar. I'll tell you a little bit more about them at the end, except for this one. I'll explain why as well. This is 1,000 milligrams vitamin C. Vitamin C is a well-known anti-inflammatory, antioxidant type substance. So that just means that it's getting rid of bad stuff in your body, and it helps with decreasing inflammation. This is commonly taken when you're thinking you might get sick. You can see they're pretty big pills as well. 1,000 milligrams is what's recommended per day, so one of these will help you out. So I'm going to put that on my plate. Next up, we've got vitamin D. Now this comes in vitamin D3. There's different types, so D3 is what you're looking at here. And this one, you just need one of these, and they're smaller. Vitamin D is known to help with muscle function and bone health, so that's why you would take this. It's not commonly known as an anti-inflammatory or helping the joint directly, but Now, the reason why I included vitamin D in this list, even though it's not directly an anti-inflammatory or directly helping cartilage or joint problems, it's helping the muscle, and we need the muscles to be operating their best possible so that they can be used to help your joint and take the pressure off your meniscus. So I think it's worthwhile. Plus, it has other effects like antidepressant effects, anti-anxiety effects, so there's other reasons to take vitamin D as well. Next up is spirulina, and this one's really interesting. This comes from a plankton or an algae that grows in water. This is a well-known superfood, and I think this one's so cool because NASA has endorsed this one. NASA actually gives their astronauts spirulina, which is a big deal because you don't see very many government agencies advocating for certain supplements. I mean, they're not announcing it to everybody. They're not plastering it out and advertising it, but the fact that astronauts are taking spirulina in space must mean that it's pretty good stuff. So they recommend you take 4 of these. And what this does, it's packed with nutrients, vitamins. It's known to help with joint health, with cartilage health. There's a lot of anti-inflammatory components in here: magnesium, vitamin A, vitamin B. It's kind of like a Centrum or like a multivitamin, but in a natural form. So that's why I like this one a ton. It's not as synthetic. So you're supposed to take 4 of these. Let's take them out. These, for some reason, do come with the childproof. Now we're on to number 7 here. We've got omega-3 fish oil. So this is a well-known anti-inflammatory. These are large pills. These are the ones that I worry most about with kids. Now the nice thing is they're not tablets like the hard stuff. They're gel caps, so they technically pop and dissolve, and it should be okay in case a kid gets a hold of it. And I bring up kids because I have 4 and they're all small, so they're always on top of my mind. But going back to omega-3 fish oil, it's a well-known anti-inflammatory. It helps for heart health, for the lining of tissues in your body. So you definitely want to have this to reduce the inflammation inside your knee joint, on the meniscus especially. This also helps with cell membranes. And if you had a tear, or if you just had surgery in your meniscus, or sometime in the past you had surgery, then your meniscus is injured, and chances are there's cells in the meniscus that are ruptured or broken, torn. And so you need something like this to make sure that your cells are the best health possible, so that your meniscus is going to work for you the best in the future. So you're supposed to take 2 of these daily. It says to take them, apart with a meal, but I just take them together because then I'll forget later on. So I'm going to put those on my plate. A combo one. So here's the last 2 are going to be combos here. This is glucosamine and hyaluronic acid, chondroitin, and MSM all together. I'm going to talk about each one individually for a moment. Now, glucosamine is well known to be helpful for cartilage and ligament problems inside joints, and often people are taking it for arthritis, osteoarthritis issues. But the meniscus is a type of cartilage, so it makes sense to be taking glucosamine in order to help your torn meniscus. Now, glucosamine is often paired with chondroitin, which is another thing that helps meniscus tissue, the cartilage tissue, to heal. Chondroitin is also found in the fluid inside the knee joint. And when we're talking about the knee joint, now this doesn't show the capsule, but the capsule is a bunch of ligaments that surround the knee joint and hold fluid inside. And there's, in the lining of the capsule, there's cells that generate the fluid. They make the fluid, and that they can also increase the amount of fluid to where you have too much. They help to regulate it. But they create a capsule that holds the fluid in. And that fluid directly touches the meniscus and helps it to heal, and it gives it nourishment. It's well known that the meniscus does not have the best blood supply compared to other tissues, other parts of the knee. So how does it live? How does it stay healthy? How does it heal? Well, it gets it from the fluid that's inside your knee joint. So you need to make sure you have all the chemical components necessary in the fluid in your knee joint so that you can heal as fast as possible and make sure to stay healthy for the long term. So using chondroitin is definitely going to help you out. Now, hyaluronic acid is next, and that's another substance that's also found inside the fluid of the knee joint. Hyaluronic acid has grown in popularity as helping connective tissue, and there's connective tissue all over your body, but it's especially found inside cartilage and ligaments, and so you want to take this if you have a knee problem. That's why they've combined all these. Now the next one is MSM, and I'm going to read this off my list here because I always mispronounce this. Methyl sulfonyl methane is what this stands for, MSM. I'm going to get it closer to you right there, MSM. And that one is a known anti-inflammatory as well, and specifically because of the sulfur part of the methyl sulfonyl methane, that is known to help with joint health. So that's why they've put all 4 of those components, those supplements, into this one mega supplement for joint health and cartilage health. I would definitely be taking this if I had a meniscus tear or if I just had a meniscus surgery. And the nice thing is you don't have to worry about purchasing each of these individually. They all come in the same one. So you take 3 a day. They're pretty big. Be careful. Put those in there. Now the last 2 here, we have turmeric and curcumin. Now turmeric comes from a root plant, and you could buy it in its raw form in most grocery stores. It's often there in the produce section, but of course it's ground up, and they sell ground turmeric anyway. It's often used as a seasoning or a flavoring in certain cultural foods, which I love. But it's known to have anti-inflammatory benefits, so that's why I recommend taking turmeric, because it's going to naturally bring down your inflammation. Now, curcumin is also a root plant, and they're from the same family, but they're slightly different. And it also is an anti-inflammatory, so that's why they've paired these together. And you can see at the bottom of this, it says with ginger root. Sometimes they pair it with black pepper, and the reason for pairing it with either ginger root or black pepper is because it helps with absorption, because turmeric and curcumin alone are a little bit difficult to absorb. It's usually with other stuff, so they'll always put it with ginger powder or with black pepper. This one's ginger powder. You're going to want to take 2 of these per day with the meal, along with the other supplements. Build up to it, of course, to make sure you don't have any reactions, and make sure your doctor is okay with all that. So there you go. There's all your supplements that you might take and try out if you have a meniscus tear. We've got a total of 14 tablets and capsules here that we can take to help us out, and as long as you're taking this with a meal, it should be just fine on your tummy. Now let me give you my honest physical therapist opinion about using these supplements for a meniscus problem. I think it's a no-brainer. If you have a meniscus problem, whether you had surgery or just had a tear and you're trying to help it without surgery, why not take all these supplements that can improve the environment for healing inside your knee so that you can set yourself up to have the best healing possible? Now, of course, if you have any reactions, or if your doctor said not a good idea for whatever reason that relates to your specific situation, maybe a medication, you're pregnant, you're nursing, or some other health condition you might have, of course, follow your doctor's instructions, but see what you can take, because maybe you can take some of these and still help you out. And always try 1 out at a time, give it a week or 2, make sure that you're okay. And if you have any adverse reactions, stop taking it immediately. Check with your doctor, make sure that there isn't something else that you did that's causing that reaction. But I want to warn you on something with these supplements. Although they're great for improving the healing environment inside your knee, you can't rely on just taking supplements and expect your meniscus problem to go away 100%, for the pain to go away 100%, and for the integrity of your meniscus to remain healthy for the long term so that you can get back to doing whatever you want. This helps to take care of the chemical side of things, but there's also the mechanical side of things. And what I mean by that, I mean how the joint is moving. So if you look at the knee, your knee bends and straightens out, and you've got all these muscles that are layered on that are not visible in this model, but there's muscle imbalances that are often at the root problem of meniscus tears, and those need to be addressed so that you can get the right pressures happening through your meniscus. And if you haven't corrected that, even if you had surgery, they don't fix your strength, they usually make you weaker, it doesn't fix the way that you move. You've got to address that root muscle imbalance so that you have normal pressures going through your meniscus so that you can offload it and give it the best chance for healing and staying healthy, not re-injuring it for the long term. Now that's what we focus on talking about here on this channel, fixing problems for the long term. And we focus mainly on the mechanical side of problems. Me being a physical therapist, that's what I can speak to the best. So down in the description below, I've linked all our meniscus help videos and all our meniscus surgery help in case you've had surgery. You can go find playlists full of helpful videos for those topics. Now I've also got for you a knee meniscus recovery program, which is a 100% online program that you can watch at your own pace to learn exactly what you need to be doing at all the different phases of healing in healing from a meniscus injury, whether you've had meniscus surgery or you haven't had surgery and you're going at it to try to prevent having having surgery. This program is a comprehensive step-by-step program that I've developed in order to help you out. You can go learn more about that in the description below. And you'll find in the description below as well links to Amazon for each of these different supplements in case you want to shortcut your way to finding those on Amazon. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you. Please give us a thumbs up if it was. Share this with somebody that you think might need to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of the helpful videos we post each and every week. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.